Hello! Welcome back to another video. So of course, on the day that I want to film, there is absolutely no sun outside. It's raining outside, it's super gloomy. So this is the best I could do in terms of good lighting. I'm sitting on the floor, if you can't already tell. I really hope you can't see like a reflection in here of how messy my couch and that side of my apartment looks. So a question that I get a lot is what advice I would give to new law students and how new law students or first year law students can make their first year go as smoothly as possible. Decided to make this video where I basically took the 5 biggest takeaways or lessons from my own experience and decided to put it into these 5 tips for you, and hopefully you find them helpful. Tip number 1, invest in tools that are going to help make your studying easier. And by tools, I mean anything from an entire desk setup, like a brand new desk, chair, monitor, lamp, keyboard, mouse, to a book stand for your textbooks, to a laptop stand, to technology like an iPad or a new laptop. Invest, and you definitely should do whatever you can to make your studying experience easier and more comfortable. I think that's what's key, is comfortable. You're spending pretty much all day studying, right? Like whether you're on online class or you're just studying or doing your readings, which you're pretty much doing all day and all night, to do it at a very uncomfortable station is going to make it a lot harder, and it's probably going to affect your productivity. Tip number 2 is about effective note-taking. I get asked this question a lot, and to be honest, I'm still kind of figuring it out myself, but what has worked for me are the following. So an outline is something that you'll hear a lot in law school and something that you'll be likely using a lot for your exam preparations. It's basically just a summary of materials that you've learned in a course and kind of summing up your notes. So it'll be hitting on all the important cases and legislation and concepts, legal tests, things like that. And the point is for it to be kind of a condensed version of your in-depth notes that you'll probably be taking in lecture and from your readings. So I learned the hard way after my first semester of law school that the easiest way obviously is to start your outlines at the very beginning of the semester. Having that outline and working on that outline consistently side by side as each week goes on, by the time you get to your exams, your outline's already done. So when it comes to the exam, you don't have to worry about scrambling to get all of your notes together and figuring out what you know and what you don't know, because you've already been working on your outline throughout the entire semester. I actually got this tip from an upper year student, and it's worked really well for me, and it's color coding my notes. Any notes that come from lecture or from something the professor says are always in blue. Any notes that come from the textbook or from readings are in black, or anything that is of my own thoughts. Anything to do with case law or legal tests is always in pink, and anything to do with legislation or statute is always in green. I found this to work really well for me because when I'm looking at my notes, especially if I'm merging notes from both lecture and readings, it just makes it a lot easier for me to differentiate what is something that the professor said versus something that was my own thought versus something that came from the textbook. Something I actually started in my second semester was having a separate document where I basically will make notes of examinable topics, or sometimes professors will give hints, or you'll kind of just know that a topic is really important enough that you're going to for sure get an exam question on it. So I'll always have a separate document for each of my courses where I'll make a list of hints that the professor has given or topics that I think are for sure going to be on the exam. Taking advantage of all the resources that are available to you during law school is how you're going to survive. And one of the best resources that is at your disposal for legal research, writing, and even just making your readings easier is Quicklaw by LexisNexis. Quicklaw is a legal research tool that you're expected to know how to use, not only in law school, but also after you graduate and you're working in the field. So as important as it is to know how to use this platform for school purposes, it's just as important because you will be expected to know how to use Quicklaw when you're a lawyer. Quicklaw is used by over 50,000 individual legal professionals and over 3,000 firms and organizations in all provinces across Canada. And It's used in 25 of the 30 largest firms in Canada. And that's not all. Over 800 government, corporate, and academic departments, including every Canadian law school, uses Quicklaw. I have talked about Quicklaw quite a bit on this channel, and I have a few videos already where I go over key features and showing you how I've used it for legal research and for readings and all of that fun stuff. So I will link them either somewhere on this screen or down below so you can check that out. But also know that your law school likely has a dedicated LexisNexis student ambassador, or they'll have workshops that you can go to learn how to use the platform. You'll likely have a legal research training session during your first year of law school, so make sure you take advantage of that. You can also likely ask your law librarian for help. There might be a LexisNexis student ambassador at your school. Look out for them if you ever need to reach out and ask any questions. And there are also ongoing training materials on the actual LexisNexis website. They have tip sheets and guides to help you with anything that you could possibly need. I'll have more information below in the description, so check that out because there are a lot of benefits to using Quicklaw. This is probably one of the most important tips I could give anybody who's starting out in law school, and that's to make sure you are taking care of yourself. I know this doesn't sound like a very useful tip, but it is. Trust me, it is. I get it when you're in school, especially in law school and you're just starting out. It's a lot. You're really overwhelmed. You're stressed out. You just feel like you're consumed by all of this work and this need to get good grades and stay on top of everything and be the best student that you can be. You want to pace yourself out. You don't want to get burnt out. You want to make sure that you are doing things other than law school. Make sure you're making time for your friends and family. Make sure you're making time for yourself. If you want to be able to perform at your absolute best, you have to make sure that you're giving yourself that fuel to be able to do so. And finally, enjoy yourself. You worked so hard to get into law school, to write the LSATs, to do everything you need to do for the application. Now you're in law school, you're working your butt off every single day, every night, and it goes by fast, like really, really fast. Law school is meant to also be a good time in your life. You're making all these connections with your professors and your classmates. You're learning a lot about the law, of course, but you're also learning about yourself and what kind of lawyer you're going to be. Don't just shut the world out just so you can stick your nose in a textbook at home. Make sure you're engaging in some way, network, make friends with your classmates, be social, go to events. I personally feel like time is flying by and I'm not ready for law school to end. When I was an undergrad, I was ready for undergrad to end. The friends that you make while you're in law school could be lifelong friends, and everybody that you're going to school with are going to be your colleagues in the profession. So take advantage of this time and enjoy it. Whew, okay. The camera is blinking and I can't feel my legs. So I think this is a good point to end the video. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you found something helpful in this video. Make sure you check out all of the links and information that I'm going to be sharing below and watch out for more videos.